ETZilla.
Jesus, tap dancing, mercury sucking Christmas. To say I am impressed might be a bit of an understatement because, good lord, I am impressed. Giga Destoroyah is everything I was hoping for and more, except for that one loose wing. Yeah, this wing's just a tiny bit loose. Starting off at this face. This face is grisly, this face is angular. There's so much going on this here face, it's almost daunting, but I swear to God I'll make it through. Now correct me if I'm wrong or slightly bit crazy, but do Destoroyah's eyes look like decals to anybody else? Like, the way those colors kind of like lean on the eye socket area, they kind of look like decals to me. Might just be me. The teeth and tusks are going to be beautifully painted. I might even say perfectly. Although yes, the tusks won't be painted on both sides, but that's besides the point right here. Destoroyah has some tiny, in every direction level type teeth going on, and I think they look just magnificent. Very minor detailings in the mouth. You can see a bit of a tongue in there. The crest will be outlined by this almost electric blood red, which I really dig. Love that there's some fall off from it. Makes it a bit bloodier, a bit messier. I like that. It's nice. Same for the other side, and a little bit of the top of the head as well. Not so much the back of the head, but my God, look at all that detail. I can just about devour it. And yes, as you've seen, this horn is fully painted. From a very light yellow to a very deep Heinz mustard bottle yellow, it's looking lovely. It's looking the best it's looked in the Movie Monster series for a while now. But let's move on further down. We're going to have a nice red on Destoroyah's throat. We are going to see a lot of fall off of this yellow and red on Destoroyah's chest, but my goodness gracious, I don't think I give a flying fuck because finally Destoroyah's chesticle anus is fully painted, and you can even see inside of it a little bit. Just a good oink. This is just lovely. I love the spicy mustard yellow on the center with the red infection ring around it. Really adds a sense of 3D colorization here. And the fall off over here really doesn't bother me because, I don't know, it just kind of fits with Destoroyah. In and around this major area, we are going to see a lot of truly crustacean-like detailings. Destoroyah's black metal pauldrons will have the singular horn painted at the center. Moving into Destoroyah's arms, they are also going to be very crustacean-like, very detailed and very nice. And unlike the tusks and or mandibles, these clawed fingers are going to be painted on every which side, which is also simply insane. We gotta move from the upper area to Destoroyah's desussi because good God, look at all of that. I shouldn't be surprised because it is a Bandai vinyl figure, and even when they are not painted up the best, the details always reign supreme. But here, this is just nuts. This looks so good, I almost feel like I shouldn't be showing this on YouTube.
That pussy better stank.
Hey, what can you do? Crab bussy. Pointy, detailed, layered in absolutian demonic flair. It's hard to really pick a side to actually marvel at, because even on the bottom of the feet, we're going to see a lot of friggin' detail. Side of the feet, shins, thighs, and knees, it's all here. And you know, it's little moments like this that make me the anal figure reviewer that I am, because look at that detail. You're not gonna be looking at that 9 times out of 10, but it's still there, and it looks great. Destoroyah's toes will be fully painted on every side, save for these two over here. We're gonna get more of that blood red paint before we move into more fully painted horns, save for over here. And it's going to be like that on the opposing side as well. Magnificent. Incartum. Genuinely wish I could say even more. Look at this river of nerves that be moving through Destoroyah's kneecaps. Can you imagine being so demonic and sharp that you have shit popping out of your nerve endings? I know that's not what it is, but it's what it looks like. And we got the baby wing over here, which will not be articulated, but just like the 2.0 Destoroyah, will be jutting out of the side of Giga Destoroyah to have at least some presence from either side, maybe. And yes, the chicken strips will not be painted on any of the wings, but the fact that they are visible and painted on this side is lovely. And with that being said, the wings are going to be detailed up like dreams. Paint-wise, it's a little hit and missy because clearly the wings were molded in this color and then these were painted. You can actually see some fall off of paint right over here at the tip. I'm not mad about it. The horns up here won't be painted. Yet again, the chicken strips won't be painted. And if you all remember my initial video on this thing when it was first and officially revealed, yeah, there's not going to be much paint going on back here either. Not on the chicken strips, not on the horns, but I don't remember this being in color from the initial reveal. Was it? It probably was, right? No, the back of Destoroyah is more so going to be a detail suckfest because there's so much to see. I was gonna say suck. From its tail to its ass to its wings that are unpainted on this side, back of the head, back of the wings, there is so much to visually feast on back here. It should be a crime, but it's not. The pricing might be, but, well, I'd say the shipping is more of a crime than the price, because this was 60 bucks. Beyond all of this magnificence, the only other thing I have left to say is that the Duke Claws will not be painted. But simply look at everything that is painted on this goofy bat crab demon. I'll take all of this over some unpainted Duke Claws, I do think. Alrighty, time for some size comparisons. Giga Desmond over here will be standing over 7 inches tall, nearly at 8 thanks to its little crest crown. Shokugan, Chibi, HGs, Finger Puppets, Godzilla Collection. Godzilla Collection again, Bandai America. Out of date, modern day movie-ish. It's almost 10 years old, oh my god. OG movie. OG movie again. Limited modern, slightly out of date movie. Action figure series 1 and 2. Egg. Limited modern day movie. Limited modern day movie again. Modern day movie. And finally, the modern day movie. Damn. Crazy how this thing is in scale with a lot of the older movie Monster Series figures as well. Oh, with that being said, it's time for articulation. Nothing at the head. Destoroyah's wings will swivel out and in and all the way up as far as they can go. And again, the only issue I have with these wings is simply just that this one is loose. But I don't think that's going to be an issue for everybody. It might just be a me copy version. But at the end of the day, look at this figure. Oh my god, it's just a wing. Since we're back here, Destoroyah's tail can swivel all the way around, but it doesn't stop there. No, because the mid portion of the tail will swivel as well. Holy God. Believe it or not, there is indeed more because the legs can swivel all the way around, but I don't feel comfortable in doing that, so they can move front and back until they collide with the baby wings back here. Ugh. And that will be that for Giga Destoroyah, which is what I would have said if this guy's arms weren't 100% swivelable all the way around. And now we have to move into the other part of this video. Giga Destoroyah versus Godzilla Collection. Now, everything I'm about to show you is showing off in size comparisons because that's not the point of what's going on here. The difference in mold is friggin' crazy. The difference between the paint jobs, obviously the Godzilla Collection version is going to be much superior to that of the Giga, different times, different budget, but I do say this figure stands the test to that of something that was released now 30 years ago, or close to it 30 years ago. This is friggin' nuts. This is truly magnificent, and I wouldn't be against this thing getting repainted up with an exclusive tag on it somewhere to kind of match what's going on here, but I'm not going to wish for impossible things, especially when this thing is just so damn good. Yeah, Godzilla Collection Destoroyah is going to tower over Giga Destoroyah, and again, they're going to look visually different from one another, but honestly, these are two figures that I can't wait to have side by side on my shelf, if I can acquire such space. Following Godzilla Collection Destoroyah, we have Bandai America Destoroyah, which to a certain extent I will still say is an extremely impressive vinyl Destoroyah figure that boasts around the same articulation as this thing, save for its articulated mini wings. And yeah, I'm still gonna have a soft spot for this here paint job because it's so wild, it's metallic, it's weird, it's different. It brings such a weird cadence and shelf presence to it that I feel like I'm always going to be drawn to it, even if its face looks like that. What is that? That's face. Now we're gonna turn the clock forward and then backwards somewhat, because this next figure actually came out within the decade that we are in, that being Movie Monster Series technically 2.0 Destoroyah, but technically not 2.0 Destoroyah. It was a new mold for the Movie Monster Series in its new reboot arc. And still, I will say that this is a really great mold. It didn't really get the love that I feel it deserved, both from myself and just in general, but I have a feeling this guy was doomed to never see the light of day ever again because of how intricate I feel the painting needed to be upon proper reissues and represses. Bro's chicken strips ain't painted, they're just molded in that color, and they had to paint around that. And while yes, it is diminutive minions in size, it still makes up for it for a proper coloration and a proper representation, even if it's not perfect. Speaking of not perfect, let's compare this lovely gent to his mama, his daddy, his fucking grandfather. Yeah, so it's the same mold, just bigger. Or it's the same mold, just smaller. I don't know which one came first. I don't get rid of my Movie Monster Series figures, and if I wasn't who I am and I saw either get this for, I don't know, let's say $80 US or get that for $20, $30 US, I'd probably just get this. Color and shelf presence absolutely cannot be beat here. I'm sorry. And of course, we've got to talk about action figure Destoroyah. Action figure Destoroyah. Now, there is a particular Destoroyah that I left out of the size comparisons. A particular Destoroyah that not only sizes up to this here Giga Destoroyah in both paint and detail, but also far exceeds it in size as well. Of course, I'm talking about the only main competition that Giga Destoroyah has in just being a giant fuck-off Destoroyah figure. The Super 7 Ultimates Destoroyah. And, well, Ultimates Destoroyah definitely takes the cake in terms of paint. Although the little aggregate Destoroyahs over here do scale, I think, pretty well with that of this Destoroyah, so if you have both, you can add that to your photographies. And I will say I do prefer what's going on with this Destoroyah's eyes versus Ultimate Destoroyah's eyes, Ultimate Destoroyah's eyes, But the overall coloration that's present from Super 7's giant fuck-off Destoroyah, I would definitely say I'm more in favor of than this, although I do love that infected ring. But I like that infected ring too. Overall though, I mean, both of these Destoroyahs are awesome, and Giga Destoroyah is an easy shoe-in for one of my very favorite figures of the year, even if its wing is loose. And look at how big this thing is compared to my friggin' head. I got a big ass head. I'm sorry, man. Large, in charge, going to have a crazy awesome shelf presence. One of the figures that I've talked about this year where I just had a lot of fun talking about it. Anyway, friends and neighbors, when next we meet, it may finally be the Kana Godzilla model kits. It might be Playmates Frostvark. Or it could be the Hiya Toys Exquisite Base ETZilla, or another certain something from Hiya Toys that's not Godzilla related, but something I love and hold near and dear to my heart. We'll see. See you then. Peace.